What's up, you guys? For the longest time, I thought that I'd never seen an episode of Wallace and Gromit. So leading up to the launch of the Grand Getaway, I watched a few episodes, and it all suddenly started flooding back. The great claymation, funny stories, Gromit's charm, Wallace's obliviousness. I've seen most of this before, and I loved it. And I gotta say that you can tell right away that the Grand Getaway was created by people who really loved the source material. The environments look great, the voice actors, animation, and music all make you feel right at home, and if you look close, you can even see details that make everything look like it was actually sculpted out of clay by hand. The story here is pretty typical. Wallace and Gromit head out on a golf getaway, but their rocket accidentally takes them to Mars and crash lands. Wallace, of course, is oblivious to the entire situation, so he's walking around commenting on the local flora and, yeah, golfing. So it's up to us to rebuild the ship and save the day. Now, a lot of what you're doing in the Great Getaway is just watching Wallace and Gromit do their thing. Sometimes you play from Wallace's perspective, sometimes from Gromit's, and sometimes from a new contraption Wallace built called AutoCaddy. And I think this is when the Grand Getaway is at its best. I like being the robot and being able to watch Wallace and Gromit interact with each other like a proper episode of the show. Everything looks great, running at a decent resolution and frame rate, plus AutoCaddy has these neat robot arms. But just so no one's confused, this really isn't a game. It's definitely way more of an experience. There's only 4 trophies to get, no platinum. You can't walk around. Click turning's the only option. Actually, other than turning subtitles on and off, there really aren't any options. And you can only use node-to-node teleportation when it's available. And even though the setup of the game feels kind of job simulator-ish at first, there's not nearly as much to do here as you might think, other than what the game tells you to do. So unless I miss something, you're never really rewarded for being creative, or really ever given the option to be creative with your solutions. And some of the interactions feel way more sloppy than they should. Just picking up items can be a pain sometimes. Even the 4 minigames, which you're able to go back and play as many times as you want after unlocking them in the story, really aren't anything you'll want to do more than once. The appeal here is clearly going on a voyage with these charismatic characters in a short 90-minute adventure, existing in their world and meeting some really cool characters along the way. And for $13, I'd say any fan of Wallace and Gromit will have fun here. 2 out of 3 paws.